You never saw it as being international.
Yeah.
So obviously it has gone international.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And then also you would have, when you first set out, did you think about a certain industry you were like aiming it towards, or has it just been in numerous different industries that you now work with?
I knew hotels really well. I knew hospitality really well. That's why I suppose in terms of election in the hotel industry.
Okay.
So I felt I probably got some of those clients quite early on in terms of hotels, but we definitely didn't go, I just want to be the agency that do hotels. It was always going to be more wide, but again, service would have been a key area of mine, so it would have been kind of service and hotels, and then we did hit them a lot. Since we've had a couple of like product ones, we're not big on products, so we wouldn't be a company that would come if you had a food product, you'd come and we'd be known for that. I don't know if it's necessarily on the table for us down the line, but what we have focused on is really like that kind of B2B services. So we'd have tech, pharmaceutical, hotels. So they're kind of quite big ones for us. Like tech and pharma is fabulous. Like we've agri-tech as well. You know, so like we're really getting into that. So it's quite B2B, quite service orientated. Some of them are product and service orientated in terms of technology. But they're kind of key. We've signed retail lately, so it's starting to get into kind of, I suppose, other industries now. But and again, we're looking to kind of go, how varied do we want to be? How specific do we want to be? And they're really important questions. But I think we definitely didn't set out to be everything to everybody. But we also didn't set out and go, this is our niche. But we kind of we hit a couple of key areas. We were clever enough to kind of go, we know this area. Or if we signed one client, then we go, okay, so we've got aviation, because we've a couple of aviation clients, let's get more aviation. Or if they have money, if you've got money, then we like you as a client.
And that's always a good thing, because you can put that back into the business. So when you're talking about that and the fact that, as you said, you started out not aiming for one niche or one industry and it's developing, do you feel that your skill set will have to change if you broaden it too much? And how do you ensure that you are continue developing yourself and your team to be able to meet those demands, or have you thought about that?
Every day. So I have like mentors. So I have mentors that I work with really closely, and I'm part of a couple of entrepreneurship groups. So female entrepreneurship groups that might be funded by the government. So I've always surrounded myself either like regularly with entrepreneurs and like academies, or anything that I can get help with the round table kind of mentoring, etc., with different elements. And then I specifically have 1 or 2 mentors that I would go to and I report to for accountability actually monthly. So that's really key to me, and these would be big discussions that we would have. So I would definitely be surrounding myself with people who can help me even make these decisions. And I am quite focused on kind of going, we don't want to spread ourselves too thin. What industries are we looking at? What staff do we need? How do we get the skill set for that? So we're definitely at the moment going, we don't want to be everything to all people, so we are looking at our services and the industries at the moment. We definitely don't want to be only one service or one industry, but we don't want to be everything to all people. So we are currently looking at how do we kind of like, how much do we expand into those areas? Do we need specific staff members around them, or do we, can we get more generalist? So it's happening right now in that sense, but we're very aware of it.
So it's happening organically nearly. It's going for you. If you look at then, so you're obviously based down here in Limerick, who would you benchmark yourself against? Would it be someone else down around the country here, up the country, or internationally now that you've branched out?
It would be more Dublin based that we would look at if we were looking at agencies, because a lot of our clients are, I suppose, quite big. We've kind of gone a lot of blue chip clients, which is fabulous. We don't actually have a lot of clients in Limerick. Like we've probably moved towards more like Dublin clients now. I do like 2 to 3 days in Dublin every single week. There are definitely 1 or 2 agencies that we look towards in Dublin. What we like, for me, would be like one thing out of one agency, another thing out of another agency. So there isn't one in Ireland that I would say we would totally benchmark ourselves against. But I would definitely admire agencies for different elements. So some might be really strong for creative, another might be strategy, but there isn't one agency in Ireland that I feel actually amalgamates into, which we're trying to do within Ireland. And they're not commercial enough. But then I suppose for me, Seagal and Gale would be an American firm. And I'm obsessed with them. We were in New York recently, called into their offices. Like they welcome us in, because we're definitely not going to be competing anytime soon, but who knows in the future. But I like what they do. They're really big in strategy, creative. They're quite business orientated. So I would massively look up to them.
And how did you break into the market internationally? I know you said you're a big communicator, you go out, you put yourself out there, but how did you do it, and how do you feel you can expand that?
It's a funny story. Our first American client sent me an email one night, and I had a few drinks in me, and it was from Pedro, was his name, and Pedro Miranda, and I was like, I definitely don't know Pedro's. And I was about to delete it because it literally had no signature on it. I didn't know any Pedros, and it was basically, I've just bought the Sheraton in Orlando. I'm looking for an Irish agency to rebrand it. Give me a call. And I was like, I'm going to ring this number, and then they're going to take all my details, and they're going to scam me. So I emailed the guys in the office, and I said, can you check him out? And they came back saying, he's totally legit, he's totally real, he's totally, you know, I've told him the story since, which he thinks is really funny. I got onto him straight away. I had a call with him, had a really good call with him. Straight away, like, again, we don't take anything for granted. Like, it was a really good opportunity that he was interested in talking to us. We were against 2 other big agencies, actually probably 5 agencies got down to the top 3, so we were against 2 other agencies that would be really big, that has like plenty of staff, that would have good names. We were like we were the underdogs. At the moment we're always the underdogs, and we literally basically just told him how hungry we were. Showed him stuff we'd done before. He was hotels, we knew hotels, so I showed you the specific area. But we just did calls with him, we did Skype calls with him. Like, I literally would have got on a plane if I thought it would help. And he chose us to do it. So the first one we didn't go and look for an American client. Now we've had 1 or 2 UK clients, you know, that might have come again through maybe networking, etc. But I suppose for us, this international that was our biggest client to date, that guy, our Pedro, and the Sheraton hotel in Orlando. And then that was the first American client, and then our American clients, which is really interesting, would be definitely again kind of more communication, etc. and relationships. We're getting American companies who have European head offices here. Then they'd hear about us or know about us from somebody, and then we'd get maybe a call, and then we'd end up over. So we were in New York last month, we're in Boston this month. So we've kind of, and then we say the new Boston client heard about us in the States. You know, so like that's really interesting. So again, it's like kind of word of mouth. But that first one from Pedro was literally, he looked us up, so it was our website that did it that time, and what we were communicating and our message around, obviously, proofs in the pudding, and that idea of creative and strategy, because he wanted both those elements, and again, some companies don't do them really well. And we won, so it was brilliant. So the underdogs won that day.
I'm kind of coming near the end of it now, but you spoke there about how now, because it has grown and you're trying to like figure out where it goes next. You mentioned a few moments ago about like a 3-year plan that you're sitting down thinking about. What do you kind of see as your main challenges? Because obviously you've got Trump and the whole American thing, because you're growing there, you've got Brexit coming up. How do you foresee yourself securing your business and the foundations of it to ensure that organically grown masterpiece continues?
I think the first thing that comes to my head is one that's really, really important to me at the moment. Plus, it's important to all of our clients. We've actually expanded into our services lately, into employer branding. So we're helping now companies, and actually we've signed quite big companies around it. We're helping companies not only just do their company brand. So say, for example, a company wants to hire better staff and stuff like that. We help them, like Google would be seen as this really cool place to work, but not everybody has slides and ice cream machines, but actually they're good places to work. So we're helping companies brand that element. So that's really new, and it's not really done in Ireland. It's about 2 agencies doing it, so we're really making a name for ourselves in that. So we've part of us, I suppose, in terms of our growth and handling growth, or handling, the future is we have to be innovative, we have to be doing different things. So that is definitely one. And then interestingly with that's probably, I see that as a massive thing for any company at the moment. Talent is huge because there's more talent, but that's exact same for me. As CEO right now, it's talent. It's going to be hiring the right people. We're a service company. We need talent. We need talented people. We need designers and strategists. We need them to be a certain type of personality, because they need to be, for me, passionate. They need to be people who take responsibility, accountability, take initiative, be creative. So for me, there's definitely elements that we need, that they are the pudding, and that we can keep scaling, because those people are representing us out there. They're doing the work and stuff like that, and especially if I want to step out of it. So for me, talent is going to be my biggest challenge. Growing the business, hiring the right people who can deliver those services. And again, if I talk to any CEO, that's what they're saying in terms of talent. I think we're going to need funding funding if we really want to scale and continue to do it. Do we need to open in the States? You know, I don't think we do right now. I think our model is really clever in terms of a lot of the American companies we're working with have head office here, so they're happy to work with us. And I think the word's really flexible in terms of that, like the whole idea of like working in technology and the rest of it. So like we fly to Boston next week, but like they were over 2 weeks ago, we met them here. We've been doing calls with them. I'm on a call at